Oh god. Okay. This is awful. Okay. So, hi, I'm Emily. Nice to meet you. Anyway. So a lot of people wanted me to get back onto the YouTube scene, and I gave it a try freshman year of high school, and let's just say it was cringe. And then I just got busy with high school, and I was like, you know what, like I'm not gonna make it, so like why even try? And then I started to get more followers on Snapchat, and I started to like post rants and funny stories, and a lot of people like them, and now they're like, make a YouTube channel. But my life is really boring, but there's a few things that happen here and there that I'm like, damn, I guess that would make a good YouTube channel. And one of those things happened last night. So story time. I don't know how I'm gonna go through with this. I have screenshots for proof. I have just a lot of, not details, but like a lot of, I don't know. I might block out the guy's name so I don't get sued, because I'm in college, I'm already broke, I don't feel like going to court and spending more money, you know, so might just mask his identity to, save my ass. So anyway, I guess let's get started. Okay. I don't know if I said this before, sorry about the quality. I'm not a video guru, I don't have expensive cameras. I'm not gonna drop $300 on a camera that I'm gonna use once. So this is my MacBook webcam, screen, whatever, photo booth. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay. So it all basically started on Twitter a few days ago. I was just scrolling through my timeline, and a person who I follow, I guess, retweeted a tweet from a sugar daddy account, and it was like, oh, like retweet if you want to get like $500 a week, and if you want to be my sugar baby. And I thought to myself, like, I have nothing to lose, like what could honestly come out of this? Like probably nothing. So I retweeted it for fun. Then a few hours later, all these sugar daddy accounts started to follow me, and I was like, oh my god, like this is hilarious, like what's actually gonna happen? So I like followed them back because I'm like, whoa, like nothing's gonna happen, right? Yikes. It was, I want to say like 1:30 a.m. and this account DMs me, one of the sugar daddy accounts that followed me. And he basically was like, oh my god, like you're gorgeous, like I want you to be my sugar baby. And at first I'm like, this is a scam. So I'm like, and I asked him, I'm like, how do I know this isn't a scam? He's like, oh no baby, like I'm legit. And I do like the eye emojis, because I'm like, okay. So he like basically goes on to like what he wants from like the relationship, and I straight out asked, I was like, do you want sex? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay, because I'm not about that, you know, just not about that way of life. So I said okay, and he basically said that he just wants someone where he can put all his happiness into, which is a red flag, not gonna lie. It really gave me a yikes, because I don't need another emotionally unstable guy no matter what age in my life. I already dealt with a lot in the past, and I'm just trying to, like, you know, discover myself in a way and just not deal with another person's baggage right now. Like, we all have baggage. I'm not coming at someone who has baggage. Like, we all have baggage, but like, to quote, he said, someone who's ready to be the source of my happiness. Yikes. So he brought up this weekly allowance, and I said, well, how much is it? And he responded, let's get to know each other first. And I was like, okay. And he basically sends me this small message that I will post He is from Columbus, Ohio, but he like moved to Tennessee, and he's like working on a new project. He never gave me names of companies, so I'm just like, okay. And then I googled his name, and like nothing came up, and I'm just like, okay. And he was like, he basically asked me all these questions, and it was like, what's your full name? Do you live with your family? Do you not live with your family? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have kids? Are you in school? Like, what kind of car do you drive? What bank do I go to? What's the limit on my credit card? Like, of course, I'm not going to tell him the bank that I'm going to or the limit on my credit card. I don't even know the limit of my card because, like, I barely spend my money. But of course, I'm not going to give him my bank name. I'm not going to give him anything about my financials after talking to this dude for like 5 minutes. Like, I'm not going to wake up the next morning and have my money and my whole family's money stolen. Like, that's not the wave. So I basically said to not give him any detail because I still don't know if this is a scam or I'm gonna end up by Dateline or, you know, sex trafficking. Not about that. So I basically said, well, I'm a college student in New Jersey. I live at home with my family and I don't have a boyfriend because guys are trash. And then he was like, can you please answer the rest of the questions? And as I said before, the rest of the questions are kind of personal, like what kind of car I drive, the bank I belong to, the limit on my credit card. Like, I don't feel comfortable giving out that information, especially the bank that I belong to. Like, I'm not about that. And he wanted my full name. No. So then at this point I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna leave him unread, right? Because like, if I don't give him anything, like nothing can happen. And then he kept messaging me and he was like, after that we can go into payment. And I'm just like, I'm leaving you unread. Like, I'm not giving you any of, like, my personal information. And then he basically said, if you're honest, I'll be spending $5,000 weekly on you, but, like, blah, 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 blah. And then he, like, went into detail about, like, what he would do to, like, transfer the money over. And I'm just like, but the thing that he said, he was like, I need a gift card whenever I want to make a payment to your app. If you don't know, one thing about scams is gift cards are a great way to scam people. I don't really know how it truly works, but I know that a scam artist or people that scam people want you to give them gift cards because it's just they spend your money. It's really weird. I don't really know the full details of it, but that's basically what happens. And after that, I was like, so I never replied. And then like he finally like put like question marks to be like, hey, like what the I ended up blocking him because, you know, I'm not gonna end up on Dateline. I'm not gonna go into sex trafficking. I'm not about that scam life. And another thing that caught me off guard is I had another sugar daddy account follow me, and I followed him back because it's like whatever. And the same time when I was DMing the other dude, this other account DM'd me, and I'll post the screenshots, and it was like the same exact messages. Like, it seemed like it was a bot, and like I didn't reply to him because I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going through this again. So lesson learned. Well, I didn't like really fall for anything because I'm smart, but for people out there, don't go through anything on Twitter, especially that if people ask you for your bank information. Like, it's just common sense. Like, don't give anything personal out like that. Even the car that I drive, like, I didn't want him knowing the car that I drive. Like, that's weird in a way. I think that's weird. He hasn't, I mean, I blocked him, so he has no way to contact me. If he does, I can just block him on anything else. But yeah, that's the story. I always joke about having a sugar daddy, but like in that moment, I was terrified. Don't know if this YouTube thing's gonna last. Like I said, my life is really boring, but people wanted this, so I'm gonna try to make it as fun as possible. But that's the story, that's the tea. Older men are weird. that's all men are weird, but that was a little creepy, not gonna lie.